Hey everybody, how you doing? I just want to say thank you. Hey everybody, how you doing? We're going to talk about the top 25 greatest players of all from USC. I am an Oklahoma fan, but a lot of times I have watched a lot of the USC players in our NFL sports, and it's pretty cool, and in basketball too, but primarily football. So, what I want to talk about is the top 25 greatest USC football players. Now, if you want, you can go ahead and put your opinion. And if you think Caleb Williams deserves to be in that conversation, then let's talk about it. Okay? So, the first one that I have here, and I did some work on it, he has fell in a lot of the categories of who uh, is number one. Okay, I'm going from 1 to 25. But if you want to put some in there, go ahead, put some in there. It'll be great. I'd like to see the comments. Who you think? But the guy called, and a lot of these, some of these are before my time, before my before I was even born, and I was born in the '60s. I was born watching USC, Texas, Oklahoma, Alabama. I was raised watching these guys. I've been raised watching these players, and some of them I've never heard of. Now, like I said, going back to 1927, pre-World War One, I wasn't there for. Okay, so to say that before I get into this list, hey guys, help support our channel, help support our stream, so we can bring USC, Oklahoma, Alabama content to you, and just about every college content that we can. Um, Down below is a link to our store, and we're adding more USC, um, and we're going to be adding more USC um, merch there. So, and we have one for this channel. If you just like the one for the channel, but every time you buy one, you pick one up, you're going to get an entrance into a free cruise giveaway on the carnival. And if you like that or not, if you want free merch, um, let me know. But go ahead and, like I said, subscribe and then click the bell notification and then pick you up some awesome shirts. But there's more coming. So if you don't say something you like, then come back and get something else. There's no pressure. No pressure at all. So now we're going to get into that top 25 and let's talk about who you like as um, one of USC's top. And if you're coming after the recording, just go ahead and leave your comment. I read every comment. I can't always subscribe, reply to the comment, but I want to be able to reach out to you guys and answer your comments in there. There is a place as well. Sorry about that. You can actually tip us if you like the stream. You're going to like some of the football players, and some you've never heard of, some I've never heard of, and I'm an old son bitch. Okay. So, with that being said, and no, I don't have COVID because I'm coughing, it's because I have a little cold. Okay. So, the first one is Morley Drury. He was back in 1925 to 1927. Like I said, pre World War II. Okay. Here was his stats. Gurley rushed for 1,163 yards. Yards rushing. That was his deal. He was the first USC hardcore um, All Star for that for you the Southern Cal. Okay, so the next one is Mike Garrett. He was a running back from 1963 to 65. Okay, here's his stats. Garrett ran for 314 yards. He was seventh all time in school history with 30 touchdowns. He also caught a lot out of the backfield, and he was retired by the school. His number 20 was retired by the school. Okay, and that was Mike Garrett. I watched him in reruns. Um, you can catch him on his highlights on USC. All right. The next one is Ron Yeri. Now, this is around about the time I was born, 1965, 67. I was born in 67. This is when he played. And no, I am not old. So, but hey, if you guys want to roast me in the content, have fun with it. I'm not going to get mad. I'm not going to be like a lot of live streamers. May not like my glasses, my hat, my beard, but I'm still a rebel. I'm a Southerner. So what do you know? Okay. So I got thick skin. So, have at it, leave good comments too. I would appreciate that. And let's do it. But Ron Yeri was a offensive lineman. Okay. Then you have my favorite of them all at number 4, and that is running back O.J. Simpson from 1967 to 1968. Okay. He was he won the Heisman in 1968. A year earlier was his season with the Trojans. Simpson ran for 1,543 yards, ranked ninth for a single season at USC. Those 3,423 yards ranked sixth all time in the school history. So, but you remember watching O.J. Simpson in the movies. He was on. I mean, he played for the Buffalo Bills, which I really enjoyed watching him as I was a kid, watching him play. But unfortunately, on the other end of all that, shit happened, and the guy, like I said, I'm not a judge and jury, I'm not his executioner, but I loved him in Naked Gun and movies and everything like that. He was good with comedy, and I liked his stuff. But he's your number 4 player. Your number 5 player was Charlie Young, tight end. Okay, he was 6'4", 228 pounds, and he was a unanimous All-American in 1972. The same season he helped the Trojans win a national championship. Okay, during his 3 seasons, USC Young caught 68 passes, a second record by a tight end for 1,090 yards with 10 touchdowns. Young, a member of the College Football Hall of Fame, won a Super Bowl with the San Francisco 49ers, was a 3-time Pro Bowler. So that is another one. Okay. And then you got Lynn Swann. Everybody loves Lynn Swann. Lynn Swann was awesome. I enjoyed watching him play in the pros, and I thought it was pretty freaking cool. Okay. Lynn Swann is one of the greatest NFL players. He was a member of the Trojans in 1971 to 73. He was coached by John McKay. He went to USC, and he was one of the best amongst the game while recording 96 career receptions, 1,562 yards, and 11 touchdowns. He's an All-American for USC, and he had a Hall of Fame career. He had over 200 career yards, uh, averaging 7.7 per yard during his All-American time. Okay? Then there was Anthony Davis, running back, 1972 to 1974. And he finished second in 1974 yards for his carry. He finished second to Archie Griffin, but he ranked third in USC all-time rushing list with 3,724 yards and scored 44 touchdowns, including 11 TDs versus Notre Dame. Davis is one of the college game's greatest return men of all time, with an NCAA record of 35.1 yards per kickoff. That was his average yards per return. Okay, now he was great, and I barely remember him as a kid. Like I told you, I'm an old mother humper, and I remember him as a kid. All right. Then there's Richard Wood, linebacker, 1972 to 74. All right. Then you had Ricky Bell. Now, I watched Ricky Bell a lot when I was a kid. Um, he was played from 1973 to 1976. I was raised up in a football family, but everything was OU at the time. But I wanted to watch other things. I wanted to watch other teams, so I started watching Alabama, USC, and all them. And I kind of got a little bit disowned. You see that burn on my arm? Skillet burn. But I was watching, I watched a lot of the other ones, even though I kind of got admonished by Grandpa and all them. Okay. But Ricky Bell, he was a featured running back. He ran for 1,957 yards, third most for a career single season, and most by a junior at USC. Then 1,433 in 1976. Bell's 3,689 career rushing yards ranked fourth in school history and helped them become the overall number one pick in the 1977 NFL draft. And he went to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So he was pretty dang good. I watched him when I was a kid. Then there was Brad Bood, or Budde. He's an All American in 1979. He was a lineman at that time from 1976 to 79. He helped the USC Trojans go 3-0 in the Rose Bowl. And he played for John Robinson's squad. He is a USC Offensive Hall of Famer, and he was an All American in 1979. Now, we're going to get into some that you will know, and that is this one here. You'll know if you were born in the 60s, early 70s. I know in the 60s you'd know because I remember. And his name is Anthony Munoz. He's an offensive lineman from 1976 to 1979. And he was the third overall pick in the NFL draft in 1980. He was a 13-year Hall of Fame NFL career with the Cincinnati Bengals. Munoz laid the foundation at USC. He also played for USC baseball, and in 1978, and he's a part of that national team. Okay, here's Charlie White. He's number 12 and 25. And Charlie White's running. He was a running back in 1976 to 1979. He rushed. He was an all-time leading rusher with 6,245 yards career yards. He's one of two Trojans to rush for at least 2,000 yards in a season. For White, that came in 1979 when he gained the NCAA's best 2,050 yards and averaged 6.2 yards per carry for 19 touchdowns en route to winning the Heisman Trophy a year prior. White ran for 1,859 yards. So he ran for quite a bit. Okay. He was a Pac-10. He was a two-time Pac-10 champion, player of the week, and he's a member of the College Football Hall of Fame. His number is 12, retired at USC. All right, Ronnie Lott. Now we all know him. He's a household name. If you're old MFer like me, you know Ronnie Lott. He was he was a played for USC. He's a they didn't get he got 14 career interceptions, and he was a high eight pick. He had 8 picks. His senior, I believe it was his senior season. He had 8 picks. Um, he's in a member of both the college and pro Hall of Fame, and he was a consensus All American. He had 250 total tackles, including 22 for loss and 10 fumble recoveries. So that is Ronnie Lott. Then you had Marcus Allen. Now, I remember Marcus Allen because my first game I ever watched at the Super Bowl was the 1981, I believe. It had Philadelphia versus Washington Redskins, I believe. It's either Washington Redskins or no, Philadelphia Eagles. It had Philadelphia Eagles, and that's the first time I ever watched him. And man, he was good. I love Marcus Allen, and if any of y'all like Marcus Allen, give me a high. Tap in. Tap your I love Marcus Allen if you're a USC fan. Okay. Now he was. Now I'm gonna give you some stats on Marcus Allen. They moved. He was not originally a running back. He was a safety, and he ran for 1,563, seventh most in school history, for a single season with 14 touchdowns in 1980. Then gained the school record of 2,427 while scoring 22 times in 1981. The year he won the Heisman Trophy, Allen, who caught 79 career passes for 721, won the Walter Camp and Maxwell Awards as a member of both the College and Pro Football Hall of Fame. I love watching Marcus Allen. I'm gonna put it in the chat, and if anybody wants uh, to do it, I'll do it later because it's telling me to do this. So um, I'll put it in there. I promise you, I'll put it in there. Okay. Number 15 was Joey Browner. He was a defensive back. He got the MVP in 1982 in college, and he recorded 243 tackles. And they said he defended 40 passes. In addition, he recovered 7 fumbles and scored 3 touchdowns. Okay. There's Mark Carrier, safety, 1987. He was one of the best there is for USC. It said that he was a 2-time All-American. He recorded 107 tackles and picked off 7 passes during the special season. During that special season, a 2-time All-American career finished his great USC career with 336 tackles and ranked among the school's all-time leaders with an impressive 13 interceptions. A member of the USC Athletic Hall of Fame, his career was the NFL Defensive Rookie year of the Chicago Bears in 1990. And of course, I watched him play. So I was able to, do like this, man. I love it. I love watching back in the 80s and the 90s. USC produced some monsters. And of course, in the years pre and post World War II. Okay, there's Junior Seau. I may have pronounced that wrong, but you can correct me in the chat. It says Junior Seau. He was a linebacker. He was a Pac-10 Defensive Player of the Year and an All-American selection in 1989 when he recorded 71 tackles, 19 sacks after sitting out his freshman season for failing to qualify academically. Seau totaled 107 tackles, 33 for loss during his 2 seasons for the Trojans. He was there from 1987, a year after I graduated high school, up until 1989. Okay, and then there's this one, number 18, Tony Boselli. Boselli is another Trojan who is a member of the College and Pro Football Hall of Fame. He was USA's Offensive Player of the Year in 1991, a finalist for the Heisman Trophy. Boselli followed his stellar career with the Trojans by becoming the first ever draft pick of the Jacksonville Jaguars when they took him at number 2 in 1995. So he was the number 2 draft pick in the first, for the Jaguars. And if I remember right, that was about the time the Jaguars came in existence. Then there was Keyshawn Johnson, wide receiver, 1994 to 1995. We remember him. We all remember him. Um, he was a two-time first-team All Pac-10 performer, the league's Offensive Player of the Year, and unanimous All-American in 1995 when he caught 102 passes for 1,434 yards, both rankings within the top 5 of the school's single-season record. For those 2 seasons, he also opinionated and boisterously. Keyshawn totaled 168 catches for 2,796 yards, averaging 16.7 yards per reception. Pretty daggone good. I remember him. I like the way he plays. There was Chris Claiborne, linebacker. He totaled 312 tackles, 27 for loss, before spending 8 seasons in the NFL. He was also named the Pac-10 Defensive Player of the Year in 1998. There was Carson Palmer, excellent quarterback. Uh, he was the first quarterback in U.S. history to win the Heisman. That was in 2002. He threw for 3,942 yards and 33 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. He ranked second in school history for his career with 11,818 yards passing yards, while his 72 touchdowns thrown rank among the school's top 10. He was an All-American and College Football Hall of Famer. Palmer had his number 3 jersey retired by USC. Troy Polamalu, he was good. Loved him. He was a safety. He had 281. He played for USC from 1999 to 2002. He was a safety. He had 281 tackles, including 29 for loss, 6 interceptions. He also blocked 4 punts, scored 3 touchdowns. Polamalu is one of the many Trojans elected to the College and Pro Football Hall of Fame. Matt Leinart, I watched him play too. I mean, he got killed by, I believe it was by Texas. I mean, they just hammered him. And it said he was at this time of the posting of this, he was the USC's most recent recognized Heisman Trophy winner. He in 2004, he helped the Trojans win their since vacated national championship during that 04 season. Leinart threw for 3,322 yards with 33 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. The 2-time Pac-10 Offensive Player of the Year. Leinart concluded his career with 10,693 passing yards and 96 touchdowns, both totals ranking among the top 5 in school history. Here's his awards he got. He got, besides the Heisman, he got the Leinart. He won the Manning and Walter Camp Awards in 2004, the Unitas Award in 2005, and a College Football Hall of Fame. He was inducted in there, and USC retired his number 11 jersey. Then there was Reggie Bush. He's an excellent running back. I watched him play in the NFL. He was a 2005 Heisman Trophy winner. He also won the Doak Walker and Walter Camp Awards. He had 3,312 career rushing yards and 6,551 all-purpose yards. And I don't know why the school doesn't recognize that. He still earned it. I don't care. but he still earned it. Then he had a solid NFL career and All Pro and Super Bowl champion, and he still remains popular to this day. And then the last one of my list is Marquis Lee, wide receiver 2011 to 2013. He's the number 25 and the final on this list. He's the only Trojan who has won Biletnikoff Award. The Biletnikoff Award, given to the nation's top wide receiver, is Marquise Lee. It came during the 2012 season when he set school records with 118 receptions, 1,720 receiving yards, and USC's all-time leader was 3,655 yards receiving yards, and second in reception with 248 yards, while also recording 29 career touchdowns. Lee was a unanimous All-American. He was the Pac-12 co-offensive freshman of the year in 2011. That is the top 25 USC players, the greatest there is. Now, if you know some more, let me know in the comments. Get in the chat, comment. All right? Don't hesitate. But one question I got to ask you. One question. The question is, where does Caleb Williams fit in that for you? That's not my opinion. This is opinion by all USC players, all USC fans, all California fans that want to see the Trojans do good. If y'all win the national championship, college football championship, do you get to, or are you going to put him into your rankings, or are you going to push him off to the side since he first started at OU with the coach he came with from OU? This is my question I'm asking you. Leave a comment in the chat. Leave a comment. Where do you put Caleb Williams in amongst a whole bunch there? All right. Where do you put him? Because I would love to see it. Guys, thank you for watching our live. And I just want to advise you and remind you that we are running a promotion to support our stream.